I'm back, as I stated, but not so much talking. Get the workout going, girl. Let's see here. As always, sharing out. Okay, so I kind of wanted to have it aiming down a little bit. I want everybody to see that I'm in front of this bike. Okay, let me see if I can get it up a little bit. And it's just like I have to have that tote in front because if not, they keep pushing. So I have this in front, and this is where I'm on, and I'm a paddle. I'm gonna set my timer. Yesterday I did 20 minutes, so I'm gonna set my timer. Wish I had the music going. Everything is what you call okay, I see you fly, shoot fly. Ooh, you know what? I got this envelope right here. I will pop it out of you. Okay. I don't think I got it, but oh well. Okay, I have it set for 20 minutes. Okay, my timer, that is 20 minutes. So I'm about to get this party started. About to get this party started. Here we go. Here goes something. I did my run in my mouth and everything. Okay, I'm gonna have to push this back a tad bit more because it's okay, now I'm comfortable. I hate that I cannot hear music. So this is what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. That's why I say if I don't go to the gym, I got this off of Amazon. Ooh, my foot. Hold on, y'all. Okay. And you can feel it too. I feel it in the back of my legs. I feel it because it's working my midriff area, my legs. And like I said yesterday, I think I did it for 35 minutes. Yeah. So, good that you see that I am doing something. Ooh, goodness. I'm still moving. You can see that I'm moving. Okay. Y'all. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry. I guess I'll put it on this one. Okay. 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 Still here. Fell came off my tripod. So I'm gonna put my phone over here. Ooh, let y'all see this girl is still moving. Okay? Still moving. Could have put it on that one, but I didn't. I'm still doing it in so many ways. Let me see, what's this? February the what? 16th? My sister's birthday is the 31st. March. So 16, that's a month. By the 31st, at least. So, say for instance, if you take a pound off a day, so that would be, oh goodness, that'd be 30 pounds if I take off a pound a day from the 16th to the 16th, and then um, to the 31st. I guess you can do it if you. I need to stick firm to what I'm doing and stay focused. Real talk. Hey, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have to. Because I, for certain, don't want to go back up. Honey, y'all just don't know. I should have been at my weight, my goal. Wait, I'm being truthful. I should have been there, and I'm not. And I, I, I get so like I'm not discouraged, but I get so kind of. I think it's kind of makes me sad in a sense because I had came for so long. Hello, welcome. I had came so far from where I was, and I did so good. But here we go again. I let all those. How you doing? Um, and again, please come on here and be nice because I don't have no problem with blocking, deleting, timeouts, and all that. Um, I'm sharing about my journey, my weight loss journey, that is. So I let other people's problems, my sons and my daughter and this child, that mom, disrupt me. And you know what's so crazy? I'm just being truthful. This ain't the first time they done this to me, but not the living part. But my granddaughter would tell anybody. She said, I've been coming here ever since I was 5 years old, out of her own mouth. Let's keep it cute. Who? Your mom? My mom? Okay. Y'all, what are you talking about? I'm on here being positive. I don't want nothing negative on my channel. I'm on here doing my weight loss journey. I'm sharing my journey with people. And you know what? I'm a fat woman. And so people don't see me being fat, but I'm doing something about it. Stop being cruel. Because that show don't hurt my feelings. I'm on here sharing with the world. A lot of people out here need to do something instead of getting on folks' things and being such a negative. Uh, see, thank you. So I'm just trying to stay positively focused and see that's the devil. Now I will say that because oftentimes people try to. Okay, so far I got 12 minutes and something seconds left, and I set my timer for 20, and I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. Good night. Who wants to always hear people doing some negative stuff or saying negative stuff? What I'm talking about, I don't think is negative. I'm trying to be positive. And along the way, I'm I'm talking about certain things. That's what a journey is called, right? Get a journal, diary, same thing to me. And write down things that you want to do. See, I've been doing this before New Year's. I don't make resolutions. Never have. No. That's just like making a promise and it get broken. I don't like making promises. Maybe I'm too serious, or maybe again somebody said I don't care. Boring. How am I boring? You want me to be loud, rude, negative, talk about things that don't really make no sense or matter? Oh well, come from me. Because one thing about me, you come from me, I have my own back. I don't need no army or no force behind me because I'm covered. And I know one person that have my back and won't leave me or forsake me. And that's Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So maybe you need to get a life or put him in your life. See, that's how you do that. All the time when people say things, yeah, it can hurt you. It can make you discouraged. But I'm not getting hurt because, for one, I'm doing something about this, what I'm trying to do. I'm working up a sweat right now and I'm sweating. Woo, boy, I'm sweating. I did my enough of the negative Nancy because right now I see like I'm feeding into it. But I did my stretches this morning before I got on here. And I ain't just talking about no one, I did several. Because when I was at the gym, I wasn't doing stretches. And I didn't see too many results. I'm in this house on this thing sitting down and I'm sweating profusely, okay? You might can't see it, but yes, I am. And also sharing what I take. I take supplements and I share that. Vitamin C, B12, E, D, Essentia. And if I'm missing one more probably. And I share the weight loss pill that I'm on and my Graves' disease. Do you want to know anything else? There could be a Q&A. Ask me some questions. I don't have no problem with answering. Like, why? When? How? When did your weight problems start? I don't have no problem with answering that. I don't. Because I pretty much share some of these things all my lives. Anything that you see that says discussions or like gym or whatever, if you go into those videos, you'll see some of the things I done said, talked about, addressed. Just like I said, I'm not no doctor, disclaimer, lawyer, counselor, a physician, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you want to call it. None of the above. But I'm a woman that been through things, seen things, worked with people, CNA, certified nurse assistant, foster mom. I done said all that before. These ain't no lie stories. And if somebody think they are, well, I started working at, I could tell a little bit about this, Kelly Home Care. Okay. Was it Kelly Home Care? Well, either or. I'm going to say it like this. Either Kelly Home Care or Kelly Assisted Living or vice versa. Either one, because they had changed the name. And this was in, wait a minute now. Had been 21, 22, 20, excuse me. 2001 or 2. Let me say it like that. I started off being a personal care aide assistant. That's when you go in people's house and do light housework, run errands. You get paid for the gas mileage and the hours that you work with that person. I took care of a lady. Her last name was Reed. She was 93 years old. She never been married, didn't have a kid. She retired from Sears. Now, do this sound like I'm making this up? She didn't have no family. She had one relative, and they lived somewhere close by, but they was older than themselves and had underlying medical conditions, okay? And she was driving all the way up until she was about 92, 93 years old. She was in an assisted living facility, nice one. And I would go and do things with her, like help her shower, take her to breakfast, go run errands. She would trust me with her checkbook, okay? And so I would go and go to like at the time it was an Osco, now it's a CVS, okay? And I would go get her little snack things, bring it back to her. I sat with her from 7 until 12, Monday through Friday. After that, I would go over to this lady and her husband's house and I did housework. Okay. I ended up going to this man's house, and the man's name I would never forget because his name was the same as my mom's dad, Ira. Same with him. He had no family, never been married, had a child. He was at home terminally ill. Okay, he had cancer. I started off with personal care PCA and hospice, and a LPN nurse would be in there too. And she stayed her 12-hour shifts. At the time, I was just there like maybe 4 or 5 hours cleaning and things like that, light, nothing heavy. And I remember before the girl came on her shift, the hospice nurse needed some assistance with him. And what it was, she wanted me to help roll him over. Because when you bedridden, they're supposed to turn you. And you're also supposed to have a certain kind of mattress. Okay? Yeah. So I just took an interest in that. And I said, whoo. So I went to my job and I asked them what I needed to do to be a certified nurse's assistant. They told me. Some of the stuff was common sense because I was a registered child care provider and licensed. Okay. I'm still registered, but I was licensed in Germany. Licensed. And so a lot of the things was kind of common sense, right? I take first aid, CPR, and all that. There used to be children and adult. Now it's infant, children, and adults. CPR. I had about 150 questions, if that, maybe 200. I passed that test. Passed it. You talking about a happy camper. I got a certificate and I got a pen. Okay. This is where the certified nurse's assistant work came in. I was still taking care of the lady that was in the assisted living facility Monday through Friday. I was still doing that light housework. But when I wasn't doing that, on the weekend, I would work 7 to 7, 12-hour shifts in homes. Oh, gosh. This woman, family, for whatever reason, I don't know why they asked me to be there. I'm going to just tell you why. She'd have had other nurses and people, and they had me come in there. That first time, they turned around and said, I want her to come back. When I went in there, because a lot of these people don't want to be in no nursing home and stuff. They want to be at home. They got the money, they can stay there. They can have the assistance. Her grandson was taking care of her until she was real sick. And, it was getting kind of like saddened for him. So they hired me and others. I would go 7 to 7, 7 in the morning to 7 at night. She had 7 in the morning, 7 at night, 7 at night to 7 in the morning. I did this on days that was needed, but preferably I did it Saturdays and Sundays because I worked Monday through Friday. Catch my speed. So when I went into her home, I'm gonna show you how people deteriorate quick. Jesus. she was looking, and I don't know if she could talk or not. I don't remember that part. And I had her. I got a sliding door right here. She had a beautiful patio because it had the walls up, and she had flowers, bird baths, and everything. So where her bed was in the living room, dining room area. She could look right out there and see all the beautiful stuff that she had. Beautiful. Time went on. I think a week's time. She started deteriorating more. Oh, Jesus. She had cancer, okay? So I went in on my shift. It was on a Sunday. And I would do a little bit of light house cleaning and stuff because she couldn't eat. She was almost like in a comatose stage. She wasn't eating, but also hospice has to come in. This might sound gross, so disclaimer. And clean their bottles out of them, okay? And so a family member would call and check in. And one has said, "You see that book on the counter?" It was a beautiful book. Somebody had made it for her. She said, "If you don't mind, could you read that to her?" I started reading the book to the woman. And before I started reading it, I had turned her over so she could look outside. And then I turned her back over before I started reading the book. I was reading the book to her. And that woman seemed like she was talking with her eyes. See, I did 20 minutes, y'all. That's the alarm going off. I did 20 minutes. Excuse me. And then up here, I could tell too, because it says 13 seconds, the timer for the live. Oh, good night. I'm going to turn this timer off because if I don't, it'll go off again. And I'm still going. Okay? So, I was reading the book to her. And as I was reading this book to her, like I said, her eyes looked like they was trying to say something. She looked at me. She couldn't talk. And she did like a puff. And I said this to her. I don't know what made me say it. I said, "Don't you do this to me. Don't." She took her last breath. I called the family, the paramedics, and my husband at the time. And I can't say he wasn't supportive because he's been through that. His wife had passed away before me of cancer. He was so sympathetic. I didn't freak out, but okay. I didn't freak out. But I said to myself, I said, "Why me?" Ooh. I told my kid's father, and he told me God wanted me there to experience this. Kid you not, I remember this just as big as day. So the family came. It takes forever for the coroner to come. I had to dress this woman. Being another nurse, we had to dress her. I had to put a diaper. We had to put a diaper on her. Because a lot of times when people pass on, they make a bowel movement. Mm-hmm. And the family, oh my goodness, they were so kind. They kept telling me, "Thank you," so many times. "Thank you." That's an experience I never see. That's why I said, certified nurse assistant. That was something I never thought I would experience. Now the man that had the cancer, The LPN nurse was there, and me and her used to talk and stuff because she was there like when I was there, and we have a good conversation. Her husband used to make, he used to be in barbecue competitions and contests. And so, yeah, big time. Won quite a bit of money. So she gave me the recipe because one day she brought some cheese ball to work. And she told me how to make a cheese ball, which is simple, but I'm just saying I never did it. So she gave me her ingredients. It was a day before Christmas, I want to say. I leave to go home off of my shift. And I want to say it was around 4-ish, if not 5. Because I got off, it had to be around by 3. I probably was home an hour. Let me say an hour. She called me and she said, "You ain't gonna believe what happened." I'm like, "No." That's what I said. He had passed away right when I left. hmm He, I'm gonna tell you something. The moral to this story, too, for real. If you have a loved one, mom, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, auntie, and they don't have no one, sometimes people don't have family members. I'm not trying to be all over the place. The little girl I had that was in my foster care, they tried to find people in the family before they placed them. You know, they get in the system and do all the things, and then they got to do the background check. She didn't have no big family. Her brother was murdered. Her mom was taking care of her sick husband and grandmother. Well, her mom, her mother's mom, but it was her grandmother. And so her grandmother, the baby's grandmother, her mom, and great grandmother, they couldn't take care of her. So that, anywho, so it just goes to show you people have some small families, or either, you know, they don't passed on because of age, sickness, what have you. It ain't got nothing to do with age, but sicknesses. But I'm saying this to say, like I said, I have a lot to say, y'all. Don't mistreat. I took care of my mom. I helped sisters on missions, journeys, addictions. Okay, I did. I'm helping with my child and son. Do not treat them bad. Be there for that moment, even though it makes you sad. I ain't trying to rhyme. Because one thing I learned from that, and I could take with me, and it's a good feeling. Thank you so much. Thank you. I took care of my mom. hmm And I stressed that, and I'm going to keep stressing it because I'm going to tell you why. She's not here, and I miss her every day. She passed away 10 days before my birthday, 10 days after my granddaughter's birthday, January 20th, and we laid her to rest the 31st. That mean thing that that husband of mine did, and I said, no, it wasn't no sexual thing. With the baby I had in my care, I done talked about that. And then my mother's brother passed away the same day we laid her to rest in 2014. I say this to say, people are so mean, cruel to their loved ones. People are so mean and cruel to people that God chooses. And when I took care of my mom, and when she called me on a Sunday, and I said this yesterday, go check out the video. My whole family called me Lisa. That ain't my name. Everybody in my family called me Lisa. And my mama called me and she said, Lisa, mama needs you. I couldn't be there at one time. But there was people that could have taken me. My daughter, or youngest daughter, she didn't know how to drive, but she was learning how to drive. But anywho, she wasn't, I don't think she was there. She was. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Because I was thinking she was in Pennsylvania. But anywho, there was cars. And even if nobody didn't have the gas, I would have gave them 50, maybe $100. I'm just saying, that's me. And the vehicle that my ex, he was so mean, he signed the title over to my daughter that didn't know how to drive. Okay. I let this guy, after my ex, use it to go to work. I told him, he could have told his boss, supervisor, or whatever. Better yet, let me talk to him and let him know this vehicle need to come here right now, ASAP, so I can go to this hospital to see my mom. He didn't do that either. She passed away the next day. It was on a Monday. If you go back, look at the calendar, 2014, the 20th of January was on a Monday. And guess how I found out? You say people so wicked and mean. That's why I don't do people wrong. On Facebook, who the heck get up? You know, not time you get up, but because I don't get on the internet time I get up. Honey, that's the furthest thing on my mind. I want my coffee, my face wash, to kind of like absorb waking up and stuff. Got to get my mind right, okay? No, no, no. I don't need to load it with social media. But as time went on, I got on Facebook. And right at the top, rest in peace, Betty Jane. That was my mom's name. Her name was Betty. Her middle name was Jane. Wait a minute now. Oh my goodness, my world. Oh, I said, people can't call you anymore. Why folks got to put people passing away on the social media? These folks don't know these people. These. When I found my daughter was missing, and no, I'm not all over the place. This is kind of saying people have made videos and flyers and stuff putting up my daughter's missing. Now I'm gonna say this: I was forever grateful, and I'm not gonna act like I wasn't. But I try to think before I do stuff. I didn't want that to be tagged into her page because my daughter's page was created on the day that we last saw and heard from her. Same way was another Cash App. So that's another story in itself. So I saw that you get tagged into something. My mind, I'm a thinker, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm an analyst thinker. I said, maybe somebody looking at that. I don't want nobody looking at that and could be having my daughter. I didn't know what to think at this point in time because it's been since September of last year. Okay. So when I saw that of my mom, I just broke down. I had to call my kid's father at the time and my dad because I felt guilty. And I told them exactly what happened. And my kid's father and my dad told me, baby, mm-mm, mm-mm. Because I tell you this, when my mom was in the hospital, I remember on the 4th of July, me and my two daughters went to the hospital where she was at. I cannot stand the hospital, okay? Where she was at. And she was in the room. She always loved the holidays. And she used to say, you think I'm going to be able to go home on Christmas and stuff like that? Now, who don't want to be at home on the holidays around your loved ones, right? And something just told me and my girls to just go up there. I had no plan on it. I just went. She didn't have to ask me. My mom did not have to ask me. I went up there and it was the 4th of July. And where her room was set, it was like a clear vision of the sky. And I pulled those curtains back. We saw fireworks. Treasure your loved ones. As I stated earlier, anybody done anything, I don't care who it is, parents, siblings, what have you, let them know what they did to you. Get that off of you, because when they're gone, what can you do? Still live in it. And that's what people have a tendency of doing. Is you can come to your family members, and I had to go to therapy with this, okay? But I'm not gonna get into that. That's a story in itself. You could come to your family member, it could be your mama, your daddy, your sister, and say, look here. Remember when I was 14? I've been living with this ever since I was 14. This is an example. You remember you did that to me? You don't know how much you hurt me. That's why I said earlier, someone did something to me, wasn't a family member at this point. And I protected someone that I love, which was a relative, because I didn't want that person to hurt, knowing that their significant other did something to me at the age of 17. And that person's no longer here, but I never told her. So that's why I said, let someone know what they done to you. You have a right to speak up. You have a right to let somebody know that they done hurt you. You have that right. They don't have any right, but they felt they was right. No, you was wrong. As I stated, I started. My kid's father, at the age of 18, helped me escape that life from being abused and my attacker. And the attacker part, get this, who would have thought in a million years, and Lord be my witness, the dude that did this, the guy that did this, they was in the military. He came to my hometown to the club. Me and my kid's father was no blind date, no hookup date. He sat down by me. I was sitting by this woman. My mama used to babysit her son. The little boy's name was Sonny. His mama's name was Dorothy, and it was her boyfriend. He came, sat down. I was talking to her. He introduced himself to me. Nobody brought him to meet me or to hook us up straight up. I don't do that blind date stuff. We started talking. Time went on. He offered to buy me something to drink. We danced the night away, so to speak. He fell in love with me the first night, my kid's father. I was 18. I was a skinny, sexy thing. No, I'm just, but I was. And later on, as time went on, I told him I felt uncomfortable with us riding with them. And I told him why, what the dude did. He cut that her smooth straight off. He wasn't my boyfriend at the time, because he probably would have been in prison, okay? But anywho, just saying. I told him. He took me away from that. He took me away from abuse of other things in my life. And you know one thing I could say? He saw it. Believe me or not, I raised my sister. I have two sisters under me. I raised them. I taken care, raised them, lived. And my baby brother and my sister. But I say this despite whatever happened. Everybody have a reason for things that they do. Leave it to be if it's good or bad. I respected my mom. I loved my mom. And you know why? My mom apologized to me. In 2016, in my living room on the sofa. And the sofa was brown and leather. Someone gave it to me because me and my kid's father left Bradenton, Florida, because I was sick, probably was about to die. But anywho, Well, that's what the people told the ones that came and got me at the hospital. I was in ICU, intensive care unit. And for, I said that 14, 21 days. So, anywho, and it wasn't that I was trying to give them an ultimatum. The hell I went through because I had no one to watch my children. And the story behind that, because something happened to him. Okay. He was not no deadbeat dad by far, and he wasn't. No, he was active in his children's life. That's the story in itself. We left and moved closer to family. My mom sought help from me when I was suffering from my Graves' disease. I had 2 radiation iodine treatments. The first one in Bradenton, Florida. Then the other one, she found me a specialist. And I remember it was a red clinic. And the hospital I went to, they had individual clinics. One was for pulmonary. They had an orange, they had a blue, gray, gold, red clinics. So each one is for a specific thing. And I lived 2 hours away. I used to have to, my kid's father, my husband, he used to drive me there on the weekend so I could be at my doctor's appointment, leave to be if it was a Monday, Friday, or whatever, or I catch the bus and I stay up there with my mom for 3 to 4 to 5 days to get well. I miss my mom. Sometimes in life you go through things because you want acceptance and love. That was me at one time. I had to start loving myself. You can't seek love outside of loving yourself. Because when you do that, anything fall in your lap. I experienced that. It's calling. I'm 58 and I said I had to been 6, 7 years ago. It took me to grow up. Growth. I never was childish in my mind, but it was things I allowed to happen to me. I don't do no drugs. I don't drink no alcohol. I don't smoke no cigarettes. None of the things. But I said sometimes you can have yourself in the way of you. Stop allowing, we got to take accountability first and foremost. Stop allowing yourself to let someone mistreat you. This is me admitting it, looking in the mirror hard, deep, giving myself time. That's what my mom always said, let your bed get cold. If a person don't know what that means, stop hopping in one relationship into another and you know you still look broken. That's what that means. She always said that, and that stuck with me. Or she said, you know what? Believe it or not, some don't, you don't have to agree with it. When you go through stuff, stuff, sometimes you have to be the one. Meaning, whatever you're going through for real, you have to have your mindset on what you want and what you don't want no more. So you do have to be the one. My mom used to say those two things, and it stuck with me. It stuck with me, and it's still sticking with me. I haven't been in a committed relationship, believe this or not. I was with someone, but it wasn't no committed. It was a bunch of narcissistic lies, but I stayed because I was being loyal. But when I felt, I've been known it wasn't nothing. I knew this down in my soul. I knew it. Sometimes you can feel sorry for people, but you end up feeling sorry for yourself because, girl, why you do that to yourself? Why you allow that to happen? You better than that. And I cut it off cold turkey, never went back. Stop going back because you ain't back there no more. That's one thing I can say about me. I done cried the river. I got tough skin. I done been through hell and back. But I tell you one thing, when I'm done, I am done. I don't want to give you no second chance. And yeah, I do believe in second chances. It depends, but not with me. If it's something that I've been through, knowing that I was that loyal, faithful, and especially if it ain't your husband. I know it's worse if they doing it, but you're not obligated. We in a commitment. Now we can seek counsel. We can go talk, depending on what it is, because don't put your hands on me. That's a no-no from the dodo. Okay? No, don't put your hands on me. My daddy didn't even hit me. And if he did, maybe it's one time in my life, me and my sister deserved it. But we used to say, we're going to whoop rest for daddy to do it. That's just a little, sibling thing. But that's what I started doing, being in my truth. Girl, you know that man don't care about you. I cut my phone off. Even when I was staying with my youngest daughter, that's just how low I felt. I felt like I'm sorry, I just have to say this, like I was doing something like drugs or alcohol or gambling my life away. No, I was in a situation where I wasn't happy, I was depressed, wanted to feel acceptance because that's something I never felt but once in my life, and that was my kid's dad, and he's not here. Truthful. But also, I was trying to be a friend. So you being a friend and getting yourself hurt, come on now, I'm saying this to me. Being loyal, because here we go, we feeling sorry for that person, okay? But when it's all said and done, they done drained you, sucked the life out of you and everything, and you still broken. Left you broken. I had to be honest. I had to admit. I had to live in my truth. And once I did that, God peeled those layers off. I was in debt, dead weight. I fixed my debt. That's why I'm living where I live at now. 2018, I think it was eight. Well, I moved in here May the 3rd, 2018, but April or March of 2018, if I said 13, I meant 18. I paid 300 and something dollars on a credit card that I had. I maxed it out, but I ended up paying it off so I can move in here, so I can get out of debt. That was the last $300 I needed so I can, get the proof, the facts to the office that I paid in full so I can move in here. That's why I said I was focused. I was staying with my daughter, my youngest at that. And trust me, her home was welcoming. But I felt in me like, oh my goodness, who would have thought me that I would have to be, I wouldn't say homeless because I was in a home, but in this situation, two of my daughters, they had cars. They would have taken me anywhere if I asked or told me to go drive it because I got my license. But instead, I walked. And I did that to clear my mind. I didn't want no, I wanted to stay focused, clear my mind, be in my own thought, my own bubble. And I know they probably thought, I told my daughter this, that I was going, walking to see him. No, the heck I wasn't. I was sitting in back of, there's a wall, in the back of a gas station. At the time, I was smoking cigarettes. I don't know more. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Then, where my daughter lived at, it was, oh my goodness. You didn't really need a car. Dollar Tree, Joanne, there was a gym. Then you go around J.C. Penney, Dick's Sporting Good, Payless Shoe Store, and Target. Okay, on across the street. And then you have Phillips 66. Now it's a brand new like urgent care, Mattress Firm. Then you go down here. There's a steakhouse, a place that sells supplements. You got the auto parts store across from that. Quick Trip, Walmart's, and on down the road is a mall and everything else. And I didn't need no car, but I worked on myself. You have to see things for what it is and what it ain't. And I did that without no one knowing. Did nobody know I had a place? Did nobody know? And I didn't even have a car. Did nobody know I had found a place? The only time I needed a car was when I had to pay and come and look at the place. Then still they didn't know that I had it. I had it. I paid the money. I just needed to go and look at it to see if that was the one I wanted. And it wasn't, because it was on the third floor. I'm just keeping it real. And at the time, I was having problems with my knees. See, this is me being transparent. And I wanted a lower level. And I think I had to wait an extra 2 to 3 weeks for them to finish it up. They didn't deny me. They didn't say, no, you got to take this. I got this place. In back of where I live, the neighbor, my neighbor, is a church. It's a church. I don't know if y'all can see. Oh, and it's snowing out. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to turn it around. That's a church. We got some snow. That's a church. A church is my neighbor. I sit right there on my sofa and pull that blind back, and I just look out there. I look at it and say Christ, and I just be reading it over and over sometimes. I say, ooh, a church. And that means a lot to me. Mm-hmm. So anyhow, I done ran my mouth today. I done talked about a lot of things. I'm on a weight loss journey, for those that don't know. I'm not for everyone though. And I understand that. But who don't want to wake up to hear something positive? Who don't want to wake up to hear a story that probably can heal you? Who don't want to wake up to someone speaking their truth, being transparent? I'm on a journey. And you know what's the funny thing of it is, I'm coming down below. Yesterday, the weather was immaculate, beautiful. I don't understand it. That's God's doing, right? My granddaughter said, Grandma, we're getting snow today. Because I always tell her, see what the temperature is before she go to school or whatever, have on the right jacket, coat, whatever, clothes. I said, snow? She said, it's supposed to be 19 degrees. It's supposed to get snow all day, 96% snow all day. I said, what? But you know what? It ain't going to stay down too long. It's not a lot. It ain't even on the sidewalk. It's not going to stick because the temperature, the ground might be too warm. Now, again, you might get more. It's lightly coming down almost like rain. But when it hits the ground, the concrete is not sticking. Now, if the temperature drop, that little wetness can turn into ice. I'm reading what you said. Someone told me something because people was contacting my daughter 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning about my daughter. And I did say this. Don't ask. That's disrespectful. So the lady reached out to me in Messenger and she said, this makes sense though. She said that happened to me before too. She said, but we had to ask the person that called us at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because somebody had passed away. She says they're going to still be passed away by the time it's time for everybody to get up in the morning. And when she said that, I had to think, which is true. Why would you call somebody? Because most of the time when somebody calls you 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not no good news. Unless it's your boyfriend or something probably calling, but hey, you better wait because I'm trying to get some sleep. I can't help you working, baby. Okay? I'm just saying. But anyhow, that's how I found out. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm in Midwest. So, like I tell everybody, we're in the middle. We can get everything. I believe we can get some darn hurricanes now, but I know we can get floods, tornadoes, snow, blizzards, whatever else, whatever God put here to happen, you know. But anyhow, everyone, thank you so much for joining my live. Hello, and I thank you, Lori. You a blessing too. And tell the person that recommended me. That makes me feel good. I feel like a celebrity. Tell whoever's recommended my page. Oh my goodness. See, that's what I was saying earlier. Sometimes people that you don't know, but that's okay. I'm a grandmother of five. My baby's on here. My daughter, she's on here. The one that says, "Hello, Mom." That's my daughter. That's my youngest. Yes. And that's a blessing to hear. I don't know if I got back on the right track, but people send people's way. And I am forever grateful to know that someone um, recommended my page. Just set your notifications. This is my thing. And I keep saying I'm about to get off here. Again, I'm not for everyone. I get that. But I am saying um, positive stuff, my journey. My daughter's on here. Um, something that can help someone. We all can stand to hear, well, supposed to, because God help the ones that don't, okay? But they have to take that up with Him, because I'm not going to judge nobody. But we should all want to hear something positive, or even if I'm saying something, um, one would probably say is negative. I don't think it's negative if you could tell somebody something you went through as an experience. It can probably shed light to them to say, I never tried that. I'm just saying, it helps. And again, I'm not using this like a therapy session. I'm using this to speak out, share some of my experience. I don't mind getting on nobody's couch or going talking to a pastor so he can lay hands on me. Okay? That's not what it's about. I'm not on here trying to bash nobody, but if it's something that I would like to share with someone, something personally that I've been through, I can do that because it's my story. It's my journey. That's why I said I'm on this journey. I put weight loss slash gain because it ain't about losses. It's about gains. Ooh, it ain't all about weight loss, or it could be about weight gain, and it can also be about losings or losses and what you done gain along the way. My daughter always told me, she's on here, Mom, you should have been a counselor, or Mom, you should have been this and that and the other. And her too, she has an old soul, very wise for her age. hmm you know, we're not supposed to compare to children, but I'm gonna say this: if you brought up in the same household with the same rules, standards, love, compassion, no abuse, none of the above, and you got two that is just going like this, does that mean they're perfect? Nobody's perfect, but trying to do the best they can in life to be a better version. I tell my kids I want more for them. I want them to not be homeowners or have a nice vehicle. That don't mean you have to go to college. It really don't. But I want you to have more, better than me. That's me wanting that pat you on the back and say, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, baby. You all done came from the same household." And I'm saying, I ain't trying to pick it apart. What the heck happened? See, that's me being real. Same way I could feel the same way as me coming up. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever part of the world you may be at. So, on this note, I hope I shared a lesson and a blessing. That's all it's about. We need to stop tearing each other down. You pulling from me so you can get the energy that you need. That's what people do when they abuse you. That's what people do when they narcissistic. It's a mental mind thing. That's all you can do. Try. And that's why I said, if someone say, ooh, she's a big oompa loompa or whatever, because I'm a plus size woman, I am. Well, you know what? Do that make you feel good to say that? Because I'm telling you something. It don't bother me because I'm doing something about it. I'm doing something about it. So everyone on here, thank you, thank you. Let's be a blessing. And you can also teach someone a lesson. We need to stop tearing each other down and picking each other apart because that's where it starts. When people are bulliers, people say, it's okay. I had somebody say this before. It's okay for someone to bully you because that builds character. You think? Maybe, hey, that's how you feel. But I don't have to agree with it. Just like don't nobody have to agree with me. So I hope I might come on later. I try to write down different things to talk about. But in the meantime, in between time, everyone have a blessed day, blessed night, weekend, year. And you are a blessing, believe it or not. Because you know what? We are family. You know why? Because it says so.